Ladies and gentlemen, your New York Knicks are mid. Midosaurus Rex, Mid-Demis Prime, Mid-Chocula, Mid-Time Rush. They're mid. The New York Knicks are a mid team. I just want that to sink in for a little bit. The sooner you realize, the better it will be for you for the remainder of this season. Now, that sounds like a negative thing. It doesn't always have to be. What is the negative thing is why we're mid. And what comes from the Knicks being mid. Why are the New York Knicks mid? We're going to talk about that. And when I say what comes from the Knicks being mid, we're going to talk about it as well. But this is going to be a very mid intro. Talking about a very mid NBA basketball team that you and I are both fans of. Yeah, we're back in another video. I'll make sure this video ain't as mid as the Knicks. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Cruise Boy, CK2K? Welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Also, go check out the other channels, CK. Go subscribe over there. Tons of content, live streams, shorts, a lot of fun over there. Appreciate all of you guys' support over there. All right, let's get right into this video. I don't want to hold y'all up, but the New York Knicks are mid. I'm going to say that a lot of times this video. Let me take a drink because the Knicks are mid.
I am dead inside.
Oh, that's just a coincidence that the mug, it's a coincidence. New York Knicks are a mid-level team. And the reason why I'm trying to get this into y'all heads, if it isn't already into y'all heads, is because it is just where we are at right now. Everyone needs to see this. I'm seeing Twitter, Knicks Twitter specifically, going up in flames because people are just racing to make sure that their take is heard, and they're racing to make sure that they take opportunity on players on this team and make sure that their take can be heard and be wrong before other people. I know they think they're right, but they're not going to be right for a lot of things. The whole RJ Barrett thing has been through the roof for the entirety of the season when RJ Barrett is really not having a terrible season. Yes, he's been terrible in games, but his overall season has been pretty solid and efficient, if that's what a lot of you guys have wanted to see, but everyone is nitpicking. Same goes for Julius Randle, someone that, yes, I like you guys would like to see traded for reasons we're going to explain in this video, has also been having a solid season. I even saw some of you guys coming after Jalen Brunson. That's the low that we got to. A team that has not had a point guard in how many every years and has been blessed with a point guard that knows how to close out games, something the Knicks do not know how to do up until this year. Y'all still finding reasons to hate him, and the list goes on and on. I saw somebody compare Quentin Grimes to Frank Ntilikina. And y'all wonder why you don't see me on Twitter as much anymore. The Knicks are mid. This weekend is a perfect example of how mid the Knicks are. Yes, Luka Doncic is a superstar in the making. But for the New York Knicks to not only lose to the Mavericks on Saturday, but watch Tim Hardaway Jr. and Luka Doncic score 21 and 19 points against us in the third quarter while we only scored 15 points, which led into our loss, just provides and shows more evidence of how mid we are. The Mavericks have been bad all season. The first half of that game, we exposed why the Mavericks were bad all season. They sucked offensively. We moved the ball. Julius Randle was on a good game. Third quarter, all that went out the window, and we let that Mavericks team blow us out in the Garden. Mid. Then the following game, I myself jumped in making jokes, tweeting this out, because I just could not believe that after that performance against the Dallas Mavericks, there was no way the Knicks were going to come out and do any kind of good basketball. End up keeping the #1 three-point shooting team in the league to damn near no three-pointers made in the game, and to one of the lowest scores I've seen since the 1990s or mid 2000s. The Knicks are mid. And then in the same time in that game, we're seeing Cam Reddish, who should be getting minutes in this game, get completely taken out of the rotation. Now, I don't know if that has to do with the back-to-back because of his injury history, or it's just because Tom Thibodeau just still does not know what the hell he's doing as an NBA coach for this New York Knicks team.
You take a hard look at the game and you say, okay, what could we do differently? What could make it better? Okay, if you win by 20, you're probably not making any changes. You're probably looking at it, trying to clean a couple things up.
Right now, we're what, 11 and 13, 11 and 12, 11 and 13. One of those two right now is our record. And I'm telling you right now, prepare yourself to end this season at either 40 and 42, 41 and 41, or a stroke of luck will maybe be 42 and 40. My prediction was that we were going to have 44 wins for the season. I don't feel confident about that anymore because this team is mid. And we're going to be a mid team, 41 and 41. I would laugh. I wouldn't be surprised either, but I would laugh if we were 41 and 41. Now here's the negatives of us being a mid team. Negative number one, Thomas Thibodeau is not going to get fired this year. I'm sorry that you guys have to hear that, but for anybody out there who is pushing and wishing and hoping for Thomas Thibodeau to be fired this year, as long as we continue to stay mid, he won't be fired. Maybe he ends up being an offseason fire because we end up being mid. That's fine. But this season, Thomas Thibodeau is not getting fired. You know my agenda. I'm team Johnny Bryant all day. But with Johnny Bryant comes the other part, and that is having a direction. This team has zero direction, hence why we are mid. A team where we still have Julius Randle and Obi Toppin on the same roster, and one of the two is not being able to flourish and turn into a basketball player because the other one is doing a good job being a basketball player, but they're both playing minutes in the same position. We're watching Cam Reddish, not sure what his role is on this team, when Cam Reddish on this team should be playing a lot of minutes. Whether he has good or bad nights, Cam Reddish has earned the good minutes because he is a younger piece, a wing on a team that has no solidified good player at that position. All of the above. Mitchell Robinson has been phenomenal this season. Since he came back from the injury, he had probably 2 bad games and then has been a star for us since he's come back. But the point of the matter is, the players on this team that make the most difference are the younger players on this team. And you can play older players in the NBA today, as you probably should. You should have veterans on your team to help the younger players improve and develop. But the ones we have do not make sense. Evan Fournier is just rotting away on this bench when he should be playing in the NBA right now. I'm not the biggest Evan Fournier fan. You know this. But I also know that he shouldn't be rotting away on the New York Knicks bench. But the Knicks, they made their own bed. He has to rot on the bench. Who wants that contract? The only thing that's working in Evan Fournier's favor right now is the fact that he's not playing, and he's known to be the scorer that he is. He had the most threes in Knicks history last season. So the fact that he's not playing, another team can make a gamble on Evan Fournier, thinking that he can have that kind of a play for them because they don't know what kind of player he is because he doesn't play much this year. So that's working in our favor. But other than that, we have to hope that somebody does not care enough about his contract and they just go and take the whim on him. Derrick Rose, love Derrick Rose, a national treasure in the NBA. But he has no business being on this New York Knicks team other than the head coach. Derrick Rose needs to be somewhere playing 15 minutes a game on a contending team where his minutes actually matter. Not here. Like, the vets that we should get are veterans that are going to, not necessarily need a lot of minutes, but are going to be guys that are going to help improve these younger players. Vets like a wing that can, be a piece for this team that helps RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish get better. Like, we need vets that are, point guard position that can be leaders when they're on the bench, even though they might not play. We need those kind of vets. A la the Harrison Barneses of the world. All of the, I was gonna say Patrick Beverly, but I said it very loosely. But you know what I mean? Like those kind of veterans that will fit a roster, but don't demand minutes and demand big paydays. We need those kind of veterans on this team while this team is primarily played by a younger squad. Build like a small organization. I've said this from 2017 when this channel was birthed, and the Knicks have continued to do whatever the hell they wanted. And now look at us, 2 years removed from the playoffs, mid. And this is how it's going to be. If we continue this superstar hunt and hoping, praying, and wishing that we can get the next big superstar on this team, we're going to continue to be mid because the New York Knicks are not that guy. We're just not that guy. We have to just look at this like a small market, build our own team to where we are in the playoffs each and every year, to the point that we have one of these years, we have a player that is our own that can help us get to the finals or get to a championship at some point in the future. Or hell, building a good enough team on our own to where another player wants to come and join and help it be a part of that team rather than trading away all those pieces to get a person to be on that team. That's my thought process. We got a lot of crazy free agents coming 2-3 years down the line. Let's prepare our team to be ready for that. Let's get this team playoff ready now with the young guys that we have. So 3 years from now, we'll have the budget to be able to afford one of these free agents that can come and join what we have. It's going to be a long distance effort. But I'd rather the long distance effort and the Knicks being a good team each and every year that's improving than us each and every year hoping and praying this year we're going to the playoffs. This year maybe we'll go to the playoffs. No. Build this thing like a small market team. You trade away the guys that don't make sense. The Randalls, Fourniers, the Derrick Roses. Play the young guys. Sign veterans that are in the league that can fit this team, that don't need necessarily minutes right now, but can definitely be pieces when some of our younger guys are not playing well. Then they can slide in and play. Let this team develop. Let the RJ Barretts, the Cam Reddishes, the Quentin Grimes, the Mitchell Robinsons, hell, the Jalen Brunsons. Let these guys continue to flourish and develop. Be a consistently solid NBA team year in, year out. And with improvements to our younger pieces, we continue to draft and add guys, and we continue to improve. Then come 2026, 2025, 2027, whoever the free agent may be, then we already have the flexibility to now sign one of those superstars who see that the Knicks are a solid organization that are well put together and are ready to take a step in the next direction. Then they will come and play for the New York Knicks to add on to what we already have, instead of hoping that these guys can be our savior. That's our problem. We're too busy hoping and praying that we can get our savior rather than getting a guy that can come here comfortably, be that player, but also have a team around him ready to go. We just do the whole thing backwards. But until then, we're going to be mid like we are right now. The New York Knicks, we're mid. I miss y'all, man. I know you guys have been asking every time we do the Wednesday night Knicks or do a stream or something like that. You guys are asking CK where the videos are at. I promise you, we're getting back into the swing of videos. There's just been a lot going on for me to close out this year, and I'm hoping the second half of the season we'll be back to our regular uploads at least 3 times a week with our live streams coming up a lot more frequently. The Wednesday night Knicks, we'll probably stream other Knicks games and stuff like that. So you gotta give me some time on that. But until then, make sure you go check out my other channels where I am consistent. I'm streaming every night until the 20th of this month over on the CK channel or on Twitch. I am CK. But what are your thoughts about everything I mentioned, man? What's your thoughts about everything? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree that we're mid? Do you agree with my trajectory of what will make this New York Knicks team better? Let me know your thoughts all in the comments below. I appreciate you guys. Like I mentioned, go follow my other channels, CK, I am CK, all the above. Go follow them. Links are all in the description below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's get it. New York Knicks back in action tomorrow. Let's see how that goes. All right. Love all you guys, man. Appreciate your support. You're right here. The camera's right here. That's my stream camera. You guys have a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.
Cold pizza Tuesday. I got food up in the fridge. Y'all keep looking for that new wave. I think I like it how it is.